Hi, we are here live, 603 live on Friday, 4:30. Baddies Connection. So I have Reds.
Hello. You already know, Rez, everybody's favorite Afro Latina, Philly's number one Dominican princess, president and CEO, founder of Almanza Entertainment. And you already know the one that makes the whole room shake. Let's go.
I also have Jay.
Yep. What's up? How's everybody doing? My name is Jay. I'm from Mass, representing Mass on the live today. I'm also an entrepreneur, basketball coach, basketball referee, and also a middle school teacher. I ain't a baddie. I'm a bad man.
He's
Ow. I like that.
so we're gonna start with you, Reds.
Wow. Let's go.
What inspired you to pursue your field?
I mean, what inspired me? Well, my self healing journey led me into finding myself, and in the process, I started learning things about me. So music became something in the beginning that I escaped with, but later turned into one of my strengths, one of my attributes. So yeah, that's what inspired me. What inspired me was me finding myself. In the process of it, I'm Mika and I'm also part of gang. So, as I continue to grow in that area and building, fan bases and doing a little PR work on Twitter and Instagram and all the social media sites, that's when I really started realizing like I really love the business and I went from there. So a lot of my inspiration comes off of, just the history and the culture of music itself. And then also it began as a self-healing journey for me.
Okay. And what
Same
are
question? Oh,
any
you going
questions?
yeah. No, you want me to answer that question? I didn't mean to interrupt.
Okay, yeah, answer that same
Yeah,
question.
so yeah. I'll answer that now. I'll answer what inspires
Mm-hmm.
me. Now, different things and different people and different experiences inspire me for different things. If you could follow that. So, what inspired me to be a school teacher was um, my experiences in school. Meaning, I was able to go to public school, and I was also able to go to private school, boarding school. So that experience inspired me to want to educate the youth that come from where I come from, which is kind of like the urban inner city. So that's what inspired me to be a school teacher or to be around the youth and do all my coaching and do all, do the educating.
Mm.
Is
And I can expand on the experience, meaning, so when you go up in the city, like I did, you know, there's a lot more freedom in the education system, meaning you have recess, right? You have free lunch. Um, After school, your parents probably ain't picking you up. You're probably not going to. Most of us aren't going to an after school program unless it's being paid for by the government. Do you get what I'm saying? None of us,
Yeah.
most of us aren't going to that um, paying out of our pockets. Do you get what I'm saying? So when you go to a program like that, when you go to a government funded program, they're only teaching you something that's mandated, or else they're not
Mm-hmm.
going to give you the funding. But when you go to a private school, um, you get to educate. You get educated on a different level.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a mandated education. It's more of a free education. You can basically study whatever you want to study. And
okay.
I think every youth in every inner city should at least experience one semester at a private school.
Okay.
So
And
that's my inspiration as far as being a teacher.
what advice would you give to someone starting out in your field?
Yeah, teaching,
What ad-
teaching.
yeah, what advice would you give to someone starting out in your field?
Um, to not, I would. The best advice I could give to a up and coming teacher, like a young teacher, because most of the teachers that are coming into the industry are very young. They're in their early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
The best advice I would give to them is to stand on your 10. Stand on your 10 toes. Because a lot of them come in there nervous, scared, you know, not willing to put their foot down. And that's how these students take control of the classroom. I would suggest that these young teachers stand on their 10 and take control of their class immediately. That's the best advice I can give, especially in the inner city.
Okay.
I work in the inner city as well. I'm not going to put that on to the public where I work, but I also work in the inner city, and that's the best advice because it can get wild in some situations.
In what
And
way?
I agree with him 100% because nowadays, if you remember, like when we used to go to school, it was mad old ladies. I don't care what nobody says. Our teachers, the principals, even the nurse was old. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now they got these, you know, like everything has been so open now. Like before, you had to go through all these loops and scoops and ladders and obstacle courses just to be able to obtain these positions. Now they're just so open and free for anybody to gain. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now half the people who are in these positions are only like how he said, basic trained. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the full depth of the understanding that it takes as a leader, you know, because not everybody's also a leader. And I believe like as teachers would fall under like management, which would be a leading role position. And when you go in there, you get kind of scared. So you start off by trying to become friends with them, but then later you end up losing that authoritative position. And now you're being ran by your class instead of you running the class. So I
Exactly.
respect that. I understand that. And that's really good. That's really great advice to give, you know, especially with anybody who's in that field. It takes a lot, you know, as a parent myself, I didn't, you know, parents didn't come with a manual. So I can, and I'm already, you know, over here putting things in headlocks, you know what I'm saying? So I could just imagine a teacher who has to sit there and deal with all these different personalities and then all being at a young age where they're still like sponges, so they're not fully even rational. And then on top of that, they're not your children. So you have to have the only patient and
Hold
discipline.
on, guys. So I got a next. I'm gonna pause that, but
Hmm.
in because you guys have different roles. So where do you see your working? Where do you see yourself heading in the next year in your careers?
In my field,
Yes.
as far as being an educator, that's a lifelong thing for me. But where I see myself in a year with it, is probably I probably will do one more year in the classroom setting, and then it's going to be more in program setting. I'm going to leave. I feel like I'm going to leave the public school setting because I don't like the direction it's headed, certain administrations and things like that. So I think I'm gonna leave that area, and I'm still gonna be an educator, but just on a different level.
Okay.
Can I ask a question? Ask him a question when involving the same question that you're doing, but just
Of
like branch
course.
off of it. What is your main objective as far as like, you know, coaching and educating and you know, just being in that field, you know what I'm saying? Like what is the main objective? Like when you picture yourself at the end, right? And
Well,
it's all
let me stop
succeed
you.
and
Let me stop you
accomplish.
there. Let me stop
Mhm.
you there. because I'm going to answer this question right there.
And this
It's
is
not
why
about
this
me.
is
Listen,
Baddies Connection.
listen. If, if, if my goal is not about me, it's not about me. The whole situation, why I work with the youth, it's not about me. It's about them. My goal is to make better human beings, no matter what I'm doing. So even if I'm coaching basketball, right, I'm coaching more life than I am coaching basketball because I want them to be better humans. That's my goal. I don't care if we win a game or two. As long as I make you a better person in life, my goal is accomplished.
Yeah.
Real shit. Oh, we can swear on this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Sorry,
It's a podcast.
sorry.
This is for you to be yourself, you know.
Yeah. I don't know if there's kids listening in. You know what I
The
mean? So
viewers want to know about you, you know.
yeah. So yeah, I hope I answered that question for you, but that's my goal.
Yeah, I like that. As far as me, I'm gonna take over and answer both those questions.
Yeah.
The advice that I give to anybody in my career, you know, in my field, is stay consistent. Consistency is key to success, and always maintain a positive attitude in everything you do. Here in this field, we have to be our own magicians, we alchemizing everything, you know, so it's like learning how to turn every negative situation into a positive is very important. So that's the advice that I give anybody is, you know, you have to take the good and with the bad and the bad with the good. You know, you cannot experience any good without knowing the bad. And through these mistakes is how we learn to become better. So also is, you know, I always hear the term lessons and blessings. I always say, you know, you could turn those lessons into blessings, and some of those lessons are your blessings. So it's not, I don't believe in them to be separate, but to each their own. I believe everything all comes together at the end. So that's very important, and always put yourself first in everything. You know, it's not about being selfish or selfless. It's about self in all, you know, you do. So that's the advice I would give any artist, entrepreneur, you know, business owners of any kind is, you know, consistency is always going to be that. And then also the second question is, where do I see myself within the next year? Let me tell you something. I didn't see myself anywhere in the first year. I didn't even know I had the ability to even start the way I did, and God just went from there. I believe that I see myself wherever God takes me in the next year, but I know that I'm not stopping, and I'm going to continue going. My main objective and goal in all of this is to create that generational wealth for me and my children and future, you know, children and stuff like that. But my main thing is just I changed myself, and that alone was a major thing. You know what I'm saying? So as long as I'm able to continue to plant these seeds and, like Mr. J said earlier, be able to just change that one mind that can change the world, I want to be a part of that. That's some Tupac movement thing right there. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm on too. Like I just want to make sure that even if it's not my kids, if somebody's kids, whoever needs it, the little girl, you know, the other little girl who, you know, just like me, that grew up like me in my conditions, I just want everybody to have the opportunity to know that, you know, you can create it out of nothing. You know, you just have to be able to believe in yourself, your ideas, and just take it from there, and don't take no from nobody, and don't let nobody tell you can't do it. So that's my whole thing. So, yeah, I think I'm going to leave it right there.
Okay, so who has been the biggest influence in your life and why?
Influence, it depends on what you're talking. See, like I said, different people have different inspirations for
Exactly,
different things.
because you guys had an
So
inspiration. So
just in life, I would say my grandmother, who had passed away in 2006. So she was a huge inspiration for me, you know, in my young life. But after she passed away, it's weird. It turned into my son. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when I was younger, my inspiration was somebody older than me, and then when she left the planet, my inspiration was somebody younger than me. You know what I'm saying? You see that balance, that irony, kind of wild. But yeah, it ended up being my son.
Okay. That's
My
deep.
inspiration has always been just the little girl in me. You know what I'm saying? I'm always constantly nurturing her and just, healing every little thing little by little. So, I just always knew there was more for me in my life than what was said or created, you know what I'm saying, before I had the chance. So I changed it. I changed the narrative. I'm changing everything. And I'm making my own story, but I want that to, I never gave up. That's what keeps me pushing to learn myself, to know, what I can do, what am I capable of. And I haven't even started to scratch the surface, but in the process, I've changed so many people around me, and I've touched so many people, and I've done so many things that I never knew that I could do, and I've only dreamed of. So, and I got so much more. I got so many more big dreams, So, the inspiration
So
that
in
I
other
use
words,
on my daily
you
is
had
just
helpful
everybody
resources.
around me, huh?
You had helpful resources.
Resources was not really like a thing. When it comes to like music, you really have to find your own resources or become your own opportunity. So it's kind of different.
Okay.
It's kind of different when it comes to music, and I don't know how it is in his field. I don't know how it is in most people's fields. But when I started off with a song, and then from there, as I started, telling people, hey, I wrote a song, and I couldn't believe it. I even wrote a song, but, and the more and more, then I ran into other artists, which led me into studios, which led me into other things. And then as I started learning the business, I started building and learning, what goes behind bookings and showcases and everything like that. So I started booking myself and all of the above, and then I started finding other artists who were in the beginning stages, and I was giving them, all of what I made the mistakes, so I could learn the right thing, so I could give it to them, so they don't have to make those same mistakes. You get what I'm saying? So it just became one of those type of things. Like, everything is just a process, and you just gotta trust it. So that's where I'm at. I'm just here trusting the process.
That's good. It sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Jay?
Can you repeat the question?
We're gonna ask you a different question. How about
Okay.
that? You
Okay.
ready?
Mm-hmm.
What's one idea that you think most people get wrong?
About me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Do you look like a teacher?
right. That's what I don't look like. I don't look like. That's a great question. Oh,
This is why I
it
asked the
depends on,
question. This
honestly,
is why.
yo,
This is why.
it depends on your perspective. You know what I'm saying? All right, so here's what I'm gonna tell you.
So in
Most of my
like
kids,
a
listen.
misconception of you, like what's
All right,
one idea
right,
that
I wasn't even gonna
you
go
think
there,
most
but
people get wrong?
um, I would say that. Oh man, but I'm a player.
Now go back to the look like a teacher part. Maybe we'll
No,
get
no.
Oh
into it.
my
I would.
gosh.
I think it's a misperception that I'm a player. I
Okay.
think people get that mixed up all the time.
Why is that? How come?
I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe because
Let me
of
see.
his
Let me see.
personality.
I wish I could see him right now so I could see what he look like. I'm gonna be like, teacher.
She know what I look like. Do I look like
Does
a
he
teacher?
look like a teacher?
Yes, he does.
Oh, he does.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
that
does.
teacher looks at him. Oh, calm down. You know what they not saying. Let me stop. You know how they. This is Baddies connection, so we might get a little bit out of pocket here and there.
Yo. So wait a minute. I look like a teacher to you?
You look like a
Yo.
teacher. I mean, are you not a teacher?
No, I am a teacher, but I
Oh,
look like a teacher to you
you look like a teacher.
because my students. That's why I said it's perspective. Because some of my students say, "Yo, you don't look like a teacher. We didn't think you was a teacher
Mm.
when they first see me because I don't dress like a teacher. Like how you see me, that's how I dress in school.
Okay, but that's your preference. I mean, how you will
Right?
hold your card. Like if that's your presentation, this is what you want to wear. That's your comfort.
No,
Whatever.
no, no, no. It's not about that. See, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. The whole education system, I think, is compared to a prison system to me. And I've been
Yeah,
working
yeah,
with it
yeah.
for
That's
20.
the
I've
same
been working with it
system.
for 20
Same.
years. I've been
Yeah,
working with
that's
it
the
for
same
20 years.
system.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so I'm just trying to tell you the public education system for sure. So this
Yeah.
is why that's part of the reason
Hold
why
on,
I
hold
I
on, hold
don't
on.
dress like
Time
a
out,
teacher.
time out. I have a viewer that got a question for Jay.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
This is for you, Jay.
Okay,
What is your proudest moment as a teacher?
my proudest moment as a teacher. The proudest moment as a teacher is when I received a letter from one of the students that moved on.
No.
That told me how important I was to them, and also the things that I taught them they wasn't learning at home. Not because they weren't a bit, basically because it was a single parent home, and I kind of filled in the father role too, as well as the teacher role, because I had the student on the basketball court, I had the student in the classroom. I would buy the student dinner at times and give them talks and advice about girls, and so that's my proudest moment when I got that letter. I still have
Nice.
Oh, that
St-
sounds so good.
it.
Very good
Great,
question.
great. Thank you for
Sh-
that question.
that was Vanessa.
You,
Shout out to Vanessa for the question.
yeah, V. Thank you,
Yeah,
V.
shout out to Vanessa.
Where Vanessa from? That's my question.
Vanessa's from Manchester, New Hampshire.
See, that's why people think I'm a player, right? Because I want to know where Vanessa's from.
Yo, you better calm down, teacher, before you go to timeout.
Yo, I don't do
I already
timeouts.
love
Right?
Baddie Connection. Woo, we
Yo,
gotta
yo,
do
listen,
this
listen.
more.
It's middle school, man. I don't do timeouts. I don't do timeouts.
Mm-mm.
I
Mm-mm.
do detention.
Yo, but real quick, I have a question for the teacher, right?
What's that?
So, say I'm your student, right? And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
what you talking about, bruh? Like,
Mm-hmm.
please, like, you know what? You just mad annoying type shit. Like,
Well, all right, I've been through that and worse. So
all right, right, but go ahead, tell me what you
let me
do.
give you a story. Okay, so where I'm at, most of the 95% of the kids are from Central America, and when I say Central America, I mean like Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala. Um, so I got a lot of kids that speak Spanish. You know what I'm saying? And they come from some real serious situations. So there's this one kid from Honduras, and he would come to class, and he was more into and this is eighth grade now. He was more into like, the street life. You know what I'm saying? But he would come to school and he would do nothing. Like wouldn't have a pencil, wouldn't do. You know what I'm saying? And I've been in the street life as a kid or as a young adult. You know what I'm saying? But I still took care of shit in school. You get what I'm saying? I still made sure that I was on point, but I was still in the street too. I still was doing street shit. I was selling drugs at 12 years old. I was selling weed out of my hat in the street.
Yeah.
You get real shit. But I still made the honor roll. Do you get what I'm saying? So I expect things from students. So one of the things I said to him was like, yo, you don't do anything like that. I said, you come to school and you don't even have a pencil. You ask for a pencil and then I give you a pencil and you don't do anything. I said to him, and because I'm too real, I said, I don't even know why you come to school. And I said that in front of all his classmates. So
Well, could
that
you
was a
have
Friday.
had could you have had handled that a little better?
Ooh.
listen. Let me finish though. Let me
Yeah,
finish.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Of course, I could have handled it a little better, but I've tried every approach. So after that, that wasn't the first thing that I said to the kid. Of course, that's not the first thing. That's the last thing I said to him about that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a Friday when I said this to him, and I was getting ready to leave the building, and I looked at an email. I received an email, and it was from this kid. And he said, I'm going to kill you on Monday.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to shoot you. Yeah, real shit. Sent me an email.
Wow.
But this is how, like, these kids don't even be thinking. Like, how you going to send me a school email? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you're going to send me my school email account telling me you're going to kill me, explaining how he was going to do it, what he was going to use, all that shit. So they ended up going and kicking it. Like, I didn't press charges or nothing. The school did. The school ended up going, kicking the kid's door down, searching his house, took him to jail. This is real shit.
Yeah.
And I didn't press no charges. And they kind of let him back into school, but before they let him back into school, I had to have a meeting with him. And when I had a meeting with him, I told him, I said, yo, they want me to press charges on you. I said, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to ruin your life because you made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? That's how real I am. I said, yo, but all I was trying to do was help you. I wasn't even dissing you. I was trying to motivate you. You get what I'm saying? Like, yo, you don't do anything. So why do you even come to school? I wanted you to think about that. And he must have thought about it, and it must have really scarred him because he threatened my life. Real shit.
Yeah.
So that was probably, I believe in irony a lot. So that was probably the worst moment I've ever experienced in education.
Yeah.
Okay, so was that one of the toughest decisions you ever had to make?
What?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was a tough situation. It was a real situation. And now the kid moved on to high school, and I heard that he was going through some shit. I don't even think he's in school right now.
Oh,
Wow, so he even made it to high school with that attitude, huh?
Oh yeah, they put your kids through now. See, this is what I'm trying to tell you. This is why I don't want to be part of this shit. That's why I say, okay, one more year. Because they sending kids that ain't even ready.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
They just sending them up. They're just sending them up. And that's why it's
okay. Like you said, jails, not to interrupt, but I just want to add to what you're saying. You said about jails, schools, all these things are businesses. And as we start awakening ourselves and we start now creating and most entrepreneurs already understanding that everything is a business.
You are a business.
Exactly.
You are a business.
So you have to have your child go to school for a certain amount of time, and that they can miss at least 5 days out of that month. But the only reason why they keep that on you is because they're receiving funding for each child, because they still have to receive the food for them to be able to supply for the free lunch kids like he spoke of earlier. They still have to do all these things because this is the services that they're saying they're providing to your children for the government to be able to give them this funding. So they get this check. You feel me? So everything is a business. It's not like somebody out of nowhere was like, yo, I got all this money. I'm just going to build a school and I'm just going to freely spend all my money just to educate all these kids and not ask the government or get no funding from parents. Like, no, these, everything starts off with business. You feel me? So you have to, right now in Reading, PA, I heard that in those areas, allegedly, parents actually go to jail if their kids miss school. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of things going on in the education thing that is deeper than beyond what our human abilities and understandings are under a sleep state. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be awake to understand what's really happening, and the profanity of each thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy. So I just sit here and I love these Baddie Connection podcastings because they show you like there's other people who are just as awake and everything. We all see a problem. We're all trying our best to become that solution or creating ourselves into the opportunity that the next person needs. And that's really the main goal and agenda, no matter what career set or place you're striving from. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, and
We're all
this is
striving
what
to get the next person better.
and this is the purpose of my podcast, because I want everybody to get connected somehow, some way, because we share.
Connect.
Yeah, let's connect. So back to the teacher, Ray. What are 3 books recommendation you have for my viewers? What 3 books you can recommend to those parents that their child is in 8th grade right now?
3 books?
3 books.
For what? For the parents or for the students?
No, for the students, because you don't teach the parents, do you?
Yeah, but I teach science.
I
So
know. So what?
we have we don't, it's not reading like you or English. I'm not an English or a reading teacher, so I don't have them read books.
Okay, but
Now,
I'm asking you what 3 books you have for as a recommendation.
well, if they want to pass my class, they better read their open science book. That's for sure. They better read that open science book. So any other teachers listening that
students listening, you better have your book read right now. You already know, Kate.
It's called Open Science. It's a certain curriculum that is being taught right now. So some kids or some parents might have heard of it that have 8th grade or middle school kids. It's called Open Science. So it's a book. They better have that book. They also better have their notebook with all their notes written down in it. That's the second book. And also, I would say the 3rd book would be the school policies and the school manual.
All right, so me, I know you guys don't think I read books, so I'm a bookworm. I read books for real. I really do this. Like, I'm a book reader. No, just kidding. Let me stop. But I have 3 books that, along my journey, the latest one was the last one, which is like right before now that I'm at, is the 7 Principles. I think I'm going to have to look up the name of that. But that's the last one. The first one I want everybody to read is like, it's simple. It's just anybody can read it. It's called, I think it's Stages, Ages and Stages, or Stages and Ages. I'm going to have to get the label of it. But I feel like for parents and for kids, I think everybody should read that book. And then the second book is called Self-Realization. That book, I feel everybody, no matter who it is, I think parents should read it to their children type shit. You know what I'm saying? And then the last one, I'm going to look it up as we're on the phone. So I'm going to quickly put on speaker and mute, and I'm going to let you guys go. But I'm going to just, boom, get the names of it and everything, and then I'm going to tell you guys exactly whatever an author. So that way you guys can look into those books yourselves, but also pass it on to somebody else.
Yeah, but before you leave, do you want to play a song? Because who is Red? I want to hear your music, girl. I know you got the new song you have out right now. Let's play it.
Yeah, I make some music and stuff like that. I mean, we could play. I already told you. You know what I'm saying? The
Okay,
next time
we'll start playing it, girl.
Oh wait, I gotta play it on. I can do it on my phone.
Yeah, right now.
No,
right
wait.
now.
I'm not gonna be able to. I'm gonna have to hand it to you, and then you're gonna have to play it in the background because I'm sitting in my car. You know what I'm saying? Receiving my therapy session, my therapeutic smoke aroma.
But you can just sing it right now without anything.
All right. Get into the bag. Never going broke because I'm getting to the bag. Heard you want smoke, smoke, smoke. Heard you want smoke, smoke, smoke. He likes exotic money. I like some exotic money. We get in the air. He's pulling my hair. I give him exotic nani. Gucci, Chanel, and Prada. No tengo time for nada. Tell BEP I'm the one out here. Put my face on dollars. Si yo quiero que me coma toda. Then abre la boca, toma. He likes it real wet, so I get a private jet. Roma, they didn't believe in me. Got a check, now they needing me. So I keep my peace, and I keep my peace right next to my Jesus piece. Get into the bag, never going broke, cause I'm getting to the bag. Heard you want smoke, smoke, smoke. Heard you want smoke, smoke, smoke. Get into it. Uh-huh.
Period.
Oh, yeah,
And
that was
that's
dope.
yeah, and that's big res for you.
That was dope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little something like, you know what I'm saying, in
You
the
gave that?
moment. My diaphragm wasn't fully, but I still, you know what I'm saying, gotta give you a little flavor.
I got
You
I got
gave
a
that?
question. I got a question for you though. If you could
Uh-huh.
change one thing about your industry, what would it be?
You know what? It's really hard to say because when you learn about balance, you gotta kind of take the bad with the good. You know what I'm saying? I just, in the world, I just wish, like, I understand, like, we have to keep balance in the world too and all of that. But if we could come up with a way we could do it where we don't have to kill so many people, you know what I'm saying? Then that would be better for me and my children.
Okay.
If we could find a way that we don't have to, kill so many people.
In the industry? In the
The whole
industry?
world. I said the world.
Yeah, but her
said-
question was the industry. But you're right, because
Yeah.
you're onto something. You're onto something. Wonder why? Because they're killing people in the industry too.
That's what I'm saying. It's everywhere, in every industry. And then just in the world in general, just in the human race in general, we're killing each other off. And I understand, like, science, carbon, the carbon dioxide and the levels and the, atmosphere creating, space bombs and shit like that can wipe out the whole humanity. But there's ways that we can do it where we don't have to do COVIDs and kill half of the fucking world and then throw out these new, these viruses and all this stuff. Like, we really don't have to hurt each other if we could find a way or educate each other on the depths of these things,
What what networking method has been working for you?
Just being myself and just being in the right places at the right time and just always being vocal with everybody wherever God puts in my path, then if I get the little feeling inside or they tell me something about their passions, that shit automatically triggers the God in you. You know what I'm saying? You be like, oh, you got something, right? Let me tell you something. I know you don't believe in yourself right now. Maybe you don't see the talent in you, but I see the talent in you. And if you ever want to talk, you know what I'm saying, I can lead you in the right places. There's going to be the bad stuff, but there's always good in the bad. You need them both, you know what I'm saying? But whenever you need that and you want to get out of this rotten situation, I can help you. That's me.
Okay. So so what's next for you?
Everything is next to me.
Period.
Like I said, we just got to learn ourselves during the process because it's like, it's like giving money to the wrong person is not going to move or shift anything. It's like pointless money. You know what I'm saying? If you give money to the right people, it will shift and make moves. You know what I'm saying? But that's how it goes. But there's too many people out here trying to stop each other from a bag instead of helping each other create or come up with or put our bags together and make more bags. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's too many blockages going on, and I feel like it has a lot to do with social media as well. Like, there's so much influence in social media where people are so confined within the negative and the toxicities instead of being able to embrace the beauty in things. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really want to weigh out everything, there's really mad beauty, my nigga. Like, I was out here in Florida, like, coming from Philly, going to Florida, or even being a girl raised. I was born in Lawrence, Massachusetts, raised in Manchester, New Hampshire, all the way till 2014, where I was, divinely guided to move into Philadelphia. I didn't understand the purpose, but today, hey, here I am, right? So moving forward, like, I'm a girl that went from that. So for me to finally be like in Florida, living here, like building myself, leaving my mark here. And every time I drive, all I see is like palm trees and iguanas and you know what I'm saying? And in my mind, it's like, I don't even give a fuck what's wrong right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in Florida, nigga. Like, I had that shit on my bucket list. Like, when I went to Atlanta, I couldn't even believe my eyeballs either. You know, like, I said, I'm going to touch these places, and I go to see the beauty. I don't go to see ugly. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see ugly no more.
So you have ambition.
Yeah, I don't want to see ugly, and that's what I choose. You know what I'm saying? So if I feel like something is going to bring that or create that or something, then it just like ruins the picture, makes it ugly and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want to hit the side of the TV. Like we moved past that. You know what I'm saying? I want to see pretty and everything.
Right. You're
So
eager, determined, committed. You know.
Yeah. So sometimes I take a break from social media. Like don't get it twisted. I'll throw little things, you know, there, whatever, just to stay active. Because like I said, consistency is key. I can't sit there and throw something out there that I cannot follow. So I walk and I talk it like I walk it. And I walk it like I talk it.
Period.
And I, you know, make sure to keep it like that. But I'm telling you right now, like, I have to take a break from that stuff sometimes. And sometimes I even take a mental break from my own shit. And I just go sit at the beach. You know that.
Yeah, we all
Melody,
need, yeah,
you know.
We all need our mental break, you know.
And I can go to the beach now. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a nice, beautiful beach, and I just drive right through it. It's, like, right there. It's, like, a little hop step away. If I really wanted to do it, I could walk that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just you know, sometimes, you know, I didn't stay sick like this because I like walking places.
You know what they say, when you're experiencing signs of stress, burnout, or mental fatigue, go for a walk. You know, exercise, do some yoga. I don't know, anything that.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
Exactly. Period. Yeah.
I play basketball.
Oh yeah, Jay. Yeah, he knows with sports. I
play basketball and I referee, and when I referee, I wear a Fitbit, and every weekend, come to find out, I'm running and walking 16 miles every weekend just by refereeing. Okay. So I'm kind of getting paid to get in shape.
Yo, but you know, Hancho got the league stuff and everything like that. You're not connected to stuff like that where you can
Who?
Actually, you know, do like what do you do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because
I'm already connected. I'm the rep at Chico in Lawrence.
Yeah, because his students be getting drafted and all types of stuff.
No. You said you from Lawrence, right?
No, I was born there. Like, you know what I'm saying? To like 5, I happened to skip in there when I was like younger. You know.
All the listeners.
I'm from Manchester more. Because I was raised there.
All the listeners that are familiar with the Chico Basketball League, and if you're not, I'm gonna give my man Cal some love.
Chico with his brother Kelvin.
Calvin, yes. So Calvin, right?
Oh yeah.
Calvin.
We used to all hang out when we was younger. He told me, I got him on Snapchat.
Yeah, that's my guy. So I'm the referee. I'm the referee for them. I rep that.
Oh, tell him Red. Tell him Diana. Yeah, tell him Diana. Tell him Red. When you see Calvin and all them people, let him know.
Sure. Yeah. For sure. I'm
gonna send me that. I'll show love. Yeah.
So I'll be there. If you want to know what I look like, that's where I'll be at. I'll be at Chico's this summer every Friday night in Lawrence.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my guy. Also, if you like basketball and you come to Mass, there's a good league. It's called the P2P League. It's Props to Pops. It's in Salem, Mass. It's at it's in the Point. I don't know if you ever heard of the Point, but that's a nice part of Salem. Where
the Punto or the Point.
The Point. They call it the Point.
Oh no, they know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they call it the Point. El Punto, whatever. Yeah, Spanish people call it El Punto probably, but it's the Point.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm
gonna check it out. Yeah, Kevin invited me to that like recently too. I think on Snapchat. You know, I'm not really much of a I'm not a snapper. Oh my God. I'm a grandma. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
more of a rapper.
Threads. Now I've been threading. You know what I'm saying? Twitter used to be my thing, but Barty Gang, I'm part of Barty Gang, whatever. And the Barbs is and they be coming right for our pages and then getting them down. I'm trying to remake it. I gotta keep remaking. I gotta try to get that shit. I'm not a snapper.
Okay.
I'm a grandma. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot that goes on with that business too. Yeah, like it's a lot. No, I was just saying because Taina, she's with her podcast and everything like that. She knows like eventually with the bloggers and everybody start. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a whole mess, and she knows what just doing the Baddies Africa and everything like that. Like. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of PR work that goes behind the scenes with creating dialogues and everything like that. So people really be having like agendas. You know what I'm saying? Like this really be on the agenda.
Of course.
Exactly.
You know. Oh, we can always find out Chico's basketball team too if we want on the connections every time you come on here, Jay. Make sure to or Taina can add it to her middle, thing.
Yeah. Nah, I'll probably have Cal, you know what I'm saying, say a little something. We'll have Cal get
on.
You know?
That would be fire.
You don't mind.
Speak about, his tribute to his brother Chico and everything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. It's all networking. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And maybe one day you come in Manchester, Reds, you can use 603 Live to record your music. He's all equipped, ready to go for anybody that's ready.
Ah, see?
Melody, for the listeners and everything like that, is it okay for your featured guest to ask you questions on your show?
You can ask me questions, but I can't promise you I'll answer.
2 more minutes left, enough to ask some questions.
What's up? What's your question?
All right. My question is, Jay, you ready? You ready to ask questions?
Oh, I got a couple for her. I'm waiting.
All right. Because we got, 13 minutes? Tell us the time. How much we got?
We got 13 minutes.
All right, here we go. Asking Melody questions on Baddies Connections.
Oh my gosh,
what
you're
inspires
extra.
You, Melody Muse?
What inspires me to do what?
Mm-hmm. What inspired you to create Baddies Connections? Actions.
What inspired me to create Baddies Connection? What inspired me is being a contestant of Baddies Africa, and yeah.
How was that? Wait. I'm skipping. Sorry.
No, you're done. Shut down. Shut down.
Jay, ask your question.
Why she shut you down like that?
You're done.
Yeah, done. Shut down.
Okay.
Go ahead.
My question would be outside of your career, right? And where you want to be. What is the most important thing to you in life outside of your career?
As far as what though?
What do you
Everything
mean?
in life, girl, life. Like your soul, girl.
Really?
What do you love more in life?
What is the most important?
To me, is the health. You know.
That's good.
The sense of meaning and well-being.
Yeah.
Those are my values. You know. I'm determined.
Like your health overall, like your mental health and everything?
Everything, girl. Everything.
Good.
You know, they say good health often is the foundation for living.
Health is wealth.
Yeah,
Woo, bars.
So,
it's the foundation for living a fulfilling life. You know.
so
Mm.
yeah, no.
Yes.
All right. That's one question. Now, Red, do you want to ask her another one, or do you want me to get
Wait,
straight to
wait,
it?
wait, wait. No, no, no. Do the other one. Do the other one real quick.
Marique.
Wait, wait, wait. Do the other one, Jay. Do the I'm done.
Yo, you guys
No, go,
got me
Jay.
way
All right,
up.
Melody. All right, Melody. All right,
You
Melody. I got
got
a question.
that?
Reds,
You got
Reds,
that minute?
Melody,
Reds.
you ready?
What the hell? What the helly? What the fuck?
Melody, you
What the
ready?
fuckery?
You ready?
What the fucky?
See, you ain't
Yo,
ready.
you ready? You ready? You ready? She's ready. Let's
Okay.
go.
All right, so Melody, real shit. Do you see yourself being in a relationship within the next 2 or 3 years?
Woo, boy.
Ooh, you're getting personal now.
Yo,
That's
fuck with him. Am I allowed to say fuck with him? Asha, what's up, girl?
Huh?
7:15.
What's up?
Cracking. Bing, bing.
Where you at?
Bing,
I'm
bing,
still
bing,
waiting. I
bing,
hear
bing,
crickets.
bing, bing, bing.
I hear crickets.
Bing, bing,
Did I
bing,
stump
bing.
you? Did I stump you?
Sounds like you're done.
Yeah, done.
I
Yeah,
stumped
done.
you.
You're done. Yo!
Woo.
After 2 questions, huh?
Let's go.
That's
That was a good juicy
no.
one right there.
That's a tough question. That's a
Right,
tough.
but you
All
still
right,
didn't answer it.
my question.
You started,
Where
you
do you
didn't answer
see
the question, though.
your
No. That's
music?
it.
Because
Reds,
you
reds.
have not spoken about you and your music, but I know you got some music coming out, and everything like that. So musically, like, where do you see like your growth and everything? Like, do you see yourself continuing with it? Like, is this a passion? Damn.
I'm still laughing at his outrageous question.
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
he's disrespectful, right? He got right to it. He was like,
Listen,
No,
do
but
you see yourself being single or something within the next
no,
3 years?
no. Listen, Diana, what was your question? Repeat it.
I'm gonna tell you. Can I tell you why I asked that question though?
Okay, why did
Why,
you
why?
ask?
Because the reason why I asked that question is because while I was being single, I had the most clarity I ever had in my life. That's
Damn. Bars.
real shit. I
Bars
was single, and I was single for 2.5 years. My choice. Trust me.
That's it. That's
Like-
it. It was his choice, nobody else's choice. So anybody want to claim that is gonna get, you know what I'm saying? Baddie connect.
Nah, nobody will claim that. They'll tell you. You ask them, they'll be like, "Yeah, that nigga, we tried." Yeah. Yeah.
I got
Real
a
shit.
viewer saying it's getting hot in here.
Yeah.
Woo, caliente. Let's go. Is that Vanessa?
Yeah, like Big Lex said, don't get what is it? Don't act for Julio off of Don Julio, and that's what the hell I got that shit right here.
Girl, I was hearing Monica in my head like, don't take it personal.
Oh my gosh. Mm-mm.
Yo.
That was easy. That was a yes or no. Nah, I don't see
Yeah, that was a yes, easy. I don't know. You know
Or
what
yes,
I'm
or
saying?
yes.
Hold on,
Oh, yes, I do see
before I close,
Uh-huh.
you know, the show. I want you guys to, and this is out of gratitude, you know. So cultivating a sense of gratitude for the good things in life can lead to increased happiness and more positive outlook. That
Damn.
is my message
Bars.
today in at Baddies Connection. And this is
Yay.
603 Live. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. A nice words to close it out. Thank you, Melody.
Of
And I
course.
look forward to being on the show again.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, because it was a pleasure. We had a great topic, great conversation. Yeah. And we will do this
We only
again.
gonna get better. We only gonna get better. Everything's only gonna get better. It only goes up from here.
This
Trust
is my first time, so it's okay. I'm getting a good experience. I believe I had good questions. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
Yep. But
Okay.
we're gonna get more juicy next time though.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
juicy.
don't come with the heat to the body, okay? Stop that.
Listen,
Now,
I come with
back
tough
at
stuff.
the
I come with tough shit.
I
I really,
see. I see.
I really want to know.
Oh yeah, he was ready. He was ready.
Oh, he
So he's
was
like,
ready
I'm
for
ready.
the
I'm ready.
question.
But I could also answer tough questions. You see?
Well,
Yeah.
I'll
You have to
answer.
really think.
I'll answer that.
Huh?
I'll answer that off the body's connection. How about that deal?
Next
I,
time
I,
on
yeah.
Baddies Connection
Hmm. Live every day,
No
every
problem.
Friday
at 4:30.
at
We
4:30.
will see you. Thank you,
Period.
Jay. Nice to meet you. It's always a
Same to you, Ray.
pleasure with
Same
you,
to you.
Melody. Shout out to everybody in the comments and that was watching. Shout out to all the viewers. You guys are just as important for every single one of us individually. You know what I'm saying? We need y'all to continue to support and follow us.
Next time you're gonna see me on screen and tell me if I look like a teacher.
You better. We're gonna.
Yo, and
Oh,
then
we're
you're
gonna.
going to see me with my butt out. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. What happened with
Oh yeah, cause I'm gonna. I'm telling you, I stay connected. Trust me, I must stay
but
connected. Mhm.
yeah,
So we
let's
hopefully we
go.
see you live on next show Friday
You will.
4:30.
Yep.
Period.
Because school's ended, so we won't have no traffic problems.
Oh, you guys haven't ended over there. Over here, these
No,
bitches
no.
already partying and yachts.
I know now. We in Massachusetts.
Diana, you know I'm
Yeah,
over
yeah,
here
yeah.
acting like I'm at home. I forget that I'm actually in a live video and stuff, and I'm over here going
Oh
everywhere,
shit.
cleaning the desk, cleaning the desk, touching the chair,
Oh
cleaning.
shit. You know they
Vanessa,
like that
you
shit.
already
You know
know.
they like that.
Yeah,
They like that.
they like
You know
that.
they like that.
I'm like all over the
She's
place here.
handling business while handling business. You know what I'm saying? She's just a whole double entendre.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
All
All
right,
right. Well,
guys.
I'm gonna let you guys end it because I'm gonna handle business already. You know, you see the streets is getting loud in here. This nigga got some song going on there. Am I allowed to say the N word on here? Anyways,
Bye.
I love you guys. Red's
Thank,
out. Mwah.
thank you. Bye, 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 Jay.
Peace. Peace.
Thank you. And there it is live at Baddies Connection. See you guys again at 4:30 on Friday. And thank you for the viewers that were taking their time to watch. See you till next time. Peace.